Okay, we're going to go third time lucky and hope for the best this time. I am so sorry with all the technical difficulties. I'm hoping that you're able to see me and hear me now, and we are all good. So I am Christie. I'm the creator of Holistic Life Transformations. Hi Dawn, good to see you. That means we're streaming. We're good. And I support people to really step into the life that they've always dreamed of, but have begun to think might never be possible. Okay, I can see a couple of people jumping on now. If you are on live, let me know, where are you watching from? Let me know how the last couple of days have been for you. I would really love your interaction today. Hi Michelle, I can see you there. Awesome. Great. We're working. We've got it. So it's my intention today to give you as much value as possible and to really give you some insights. West Coast USA, awesome. We've got people from all over the world. This is amazing. Give you some really valuable insights into, what are these secrets that are going to allow you to really step in and claim your place, claim your power. Hey Mel, Canberra, awesome. People from all sides of Australia, all sides of the world. So a little bit about my story, and if you've read my chapter in Phoenix Rising, you would know that is all about my relationship in my marriage from 15 odd years ago that ended. Hi Eileen. And that relationship was really the first point in my personal development journey. In this relationship, I was not happy, I was not fulfilled, and I had decided that I was the worst person in the world because I had decided to get married. That was my choice, and I was not in love with my husband. I loved him. He was my best friend, and I was trying to do all of the right things, and I chose to get married for the wrong reasons. And when I was in that marriage, I was feeling so guilty about making the choice to leave, to break my husband's heart, to break up my family. My kids were happy. What right did I have to put myself first in order to become happy? And then what if I couldn't? And so I was really my worst enemy through that time. And for me to be able to make that decision to leave, to rebuild my life, and to choose a relationship that I was happy in, it really did take a lot of inner work and a journey back to who I was, what I wanted to have in life, what I wanted to stand for. And as that continued over the years, I again found myself in a similar situation in my career 13 odd years later. And what was similar about that was I had been trying to create this life that I love, and I had worked my way up. I'd become successful. I was a regional manager for the largest building society in Australia. I was, on all accounts, doing great. Life was successful. However, I'm going to turn that light off. That's a bit better. However, I wasn't happy and I wasn't fulfilled. And so I was back at that place again where I'm like, man, I feel like I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing all the things that everybody expects me to do. I'm achieved what I was taught was the right thing to achieve, and I'm not happy. And so again, I needed to go on that journey to go, what is this that I want my life to stand for? And it was at this point that I started to look at, well, what are the other options? What are the other options? How can I leave this job, and not just leave this job and get another one, but how can I do life differently? How can I choose something that is actually going to create happiness and fulfillment? And just like in the past where I'd thought that the right career and the house and the family and all the things were going to make me happy, and they didn't, I started to look at property. And I thought, oh, well, if I can become a property developer, if I can become a property developer, then I'll have financial freedom, and then I can be happy because I'll be able to do whatever I want. And at the time, that made total sense to me. And so I started down this path. And I was at a property seminar, and the woman on stage actually said, something about mindset, and, I know you guys want to learn about property, but, you've got to improve your mindset, because otherwise you're not going to be able to be successful in property. And I'm like, no, I've done all the mindset stuff. I've been a coach for years in corporate. I've done all the personal work. I'm not interested in that. I just want to learn about property. And, I kick myself, because it was about 6 months later when I started to get into a property deal. I'd bought land. It was going to be a townhouse development. It was something I'd never done before. I had renovated and built houses, but I'd never built 5 townhouses. That was a whole nother thing. And all of the fear and the doubt and yuck started to come up. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I do need some more of that mindset stuff. Righto. And so I ended up looking at what can I do? And because I was already coaching, I thought, oh, well, I can do a life coaching qualification, and that's going to help me overcome the fear and the doubt. And it will also help me in my corporate career. So 2 birds, nice. And it was that very first day in that life coaching certification that I realized that if I went down this path of property development and created that as my business, then I wouldn't be coaching anymore. And that was the one part of my job that I actually loved. I didn't want to deal with the politics and the crap and all the other bits anymore, but the coaching part I loved. And it was in that moment that I went, crap, it's not property development that I want to do. I'm looking at that as a means to an end, not the thing that actually brings me joy now. And it was in this moment that I realized that I can actually create my own business as a coach, and I get to do coaching in a way that I want to do it, in a way that fulfills me, and I get to be happy now. Wow, this is amazing. Like, why didn't I think of this 20 years ago? And it seemed so obvious right then in that moment, but I had not been able to see that. And this is where a lot of us get trapped. We're thinking about what all of the expectations are, what are all the things that we're supposed to be doing, and what do we want? But then we go, oh, well, in order to get what I want, I'm going to have to go and do all of these other things, and then I'll be able to have that thing that I want. And so for me, it was, well, I need to have a relationship. I need to have a family. I need to get a good job that earns me good money so that I can buy the house that I want. And when I have all of those things, then I'll get to be happy. Surely then I'll get to be happy. And let me know, is this resonating with you? Is this making sense? Have you done this? Have you had those goals where you've gone out and worked your butt off to achieve them, only to find that you get there and it's empty? It doesn't give you what it is that you were hoping to get out of it. So I had so many of these structures set up. I need to make everybody else happy so that then I can be happy. I need to achieve all of these things so that then I can feel fulfilled. Let me know, what have you got going on? What have you been trying to achieve, or what have you achieved in the past that didn't give you what you had hoped for? True happiness has to come from inside. Exactly. Beautiful. I'm glad this is landing. And so what I recognized, when I started my coaching qualification at first, I thought that, oh my God, there's so many things that I didn't realize I needed to fix about me. I went from not even knowing what a life coach was and not wanting to look at mindset anymore. I'd done all the work. I don't need to do anything more. To starting this qualification, opening up a whole new world to me, and then going, oh my God, there's so much I need to fix. There's so much past stuff that needs to be healed. There's just so much. I am just so broken. How am I ever going to fix all of this in order to then be able to have the life that I love? And a lot of us also get stuck here. So we're either creating goals for the wrong reason, or we're deciding that we need to fix ourselves and our life before we can have what we want. And the reason that we're doing this is because we go, oh, I want this thing, and we start to move toward it, and it gets uncomfortable. The fear comes up, the doubt comes up. And so we go and try and fix that fear and doubt. And that's exactly what I did when I was going to do the property development. I know the fear and the doubt, how do I get rid of this? Because I want to be able to move forward. And I went and tried to start to fix myself, fix the past, make myself worthy enough so that I could move forward. And we get stuck looking backwards. We get stuck in the old stories. And I want to let you know that you are not broken. When I realized that I wasn't actually broken, that I'm simply human, having a human experience, and these things are coming up based on the way I have programmed my unconscious mind, based on my experiences. And so what I mean by that is our unconscious mind is 95% of our mind, approximately. And we're running from here about 95% of the time, and it's on automatic. Our blood is being pumped, our heart is beating, we are breathing. Our body is doing everything that it needs to do. We don't have to think about that, it just happens. And it's the same with our responses and our reactions. So when something happens in our life, our unconscious mind looks at that situation, deletes it, distorts it, filters it based on all of our past experiences, and throws up a representation symbolically to us to go, well, this is not safe. Don't go here. And because it does that, we then listen to what's going on in our body, or this anxiety or this fear, and go, oh, we shouldn't do that. And it makes us take a step back. And this is happening because the unconscious mind's primary job is to keep us alive, to keep us safe. So 95% of the time we're running from automatic programs we've created over our lifetime, and some that have come in our DNA as well. And we are living our life from those past experiences when we're running from that automatic programming. And every time we go to step out of our comfort zone, all of that stuff comes up because the unconscious mind goes, no, it's not safe out there. We've never been out there before. We've never done that before, and we could die. So let's not do that. And when we continue to push forward, try and do it anyway, use willpower, our unconscious mind throws up even more resistance and more resistance and more resistance. And so it becomes really hard effort to be pushing through. And that's why we get stuck and we go, oh, okay, well, I'll go back and I'll heal all of that fear and that doubt and that crap, that past trauma, so that it's not coming up anymore. But then we get stuck looking backwards and we don't create the life that we want. And there's basically two structures that you can be in. You can be in a problem-solving structure, or you can be in a creation structure. And if you want to create a life you love, if you want to create a life filled with your dreams and desires, then you need to be doing that from the creation structure, because you're not broken. You programmed your unconscious mind, and you can reprogram it. But the key is to be doing that from creation, not from problem solving. Because if we are trying to fix ourselves, all we're telling the unconscious mind is that we are broken, and we keep finding more problems to fix. So we've got to do it from creation. And this is about planting the right seed. So before I gave you the example of I wanted to create a life that I loved, but I was planting a seed of getting a good career, a good relationship, having a family, building a house. They were the seeds I was planting. And so when those things showed up, I was upset that I still didn't have a life that I loved, even though that's what I planted, because I thought those things would give me that. And it's the same if we plant daisies, but we want a pine tree, and when the daisies show up, we go, well, that's not what I wanted. That doesn't make me happy. I wanted a pine tree. Yet we're surprised. And so we want to make sure that when we are creating, we want to be planting the seed of the thing we actually want. If we want a pine tree, we plant pine tree seeds. If we want a life we love, we plant the seeds of a life we love. I hope this is making sense. Let me know if you've got any questions. So, yeah, always being in the creation structure. There's no reason to fix anything. Exactly, Eileen, because we are not broken. And so it looks like planting a tree. Creation looks like planting a tree. So if you plant the seed of the thing you actually want, and to know that you're on the right track, it's things that you want just because you want them. You have no ulterior motive. I would just love it. Versus you're trying to solve the problem of a pain or a lack. So if you want a bunch of money just because you want to solve the problem of not being able to pay the bills, that's problem solving. If you just want to be stupid rich because that would be amazing, that would be fun, then that's creation. See how they have a completely different energy to them. Awesome, Beatrice. Glad that's landing. And so with a tree, we're going, well, I want a pine tree. Okay, so I'm going to plant a pine tree seed. And you plant the seed. And you water the seed. You nurture the seed. And over time it starts to grow. And as it grows, you continue to take obvious action by watering. On a windy day, you might put up a windbreak. If it's really hot, maybe there's some shade. You take the obvious action and you nurture the seed, and it grows. You don't necessarily water it every day. You don't put a windbreak up every day. Some days you don't do anything. So it's this faith that, well, I planted the seed and it's going to grow. I don't have to worry about it. I just take the obvious action. I nurture it. I trust. And a tree will grow. And then it does. That's creation. Where we get ourselves sidetracked in creation, even if we start with the right seed, and I'm going to use the tree analogy again, we plant the seed and then we wait a couple of days and we go, oh, nothing's happened. Oh, maybe I planted it in the wrong spot. Oh, maybe I gave it too much water. Maybe I didn't give it enough water. Maybe I should dig it up. Maybe I should move it. Oh. And you keep worrying about it and you're being dragged down by the the negative emotions, by the crap. And here's where you want to hold this tension. We don't want to get drawn into it and go back to fixing, trying to fix it all. We want to just hold it there, okay? So we want to stay in that faith that no, everything's all right. Everything's turning out. I'm taking the obvious action. It's all good. We want to stay in that tension. Because if we dig the seed up and go and plant it somewhere else, is the tree going to grow? Or are you just going to plant it there for a few days and go, it's still not growing. Maybe I should move it back. And we just keep getting sidetracked and we're all over the shop. We're in the drama. That is not creation. Staying in that faith. It's all good. I've planted the seed. I'm nurturing it. I'm taking the obvious action steps. And even though I can't see it yet, it is growing. It's staying in that space. And so when we're moving along in that creation, and it's taking time, and we're moving outside of our comfort zone, and all the uncomfortable's coming up, this is the unconscious mind going, no, don't do it. Don't do it. We've never done it before, and we're going to die. And so it's up to you and the 5% of your conscious mind to be talking it down. No, we're all good. It's okay. We're going to be all right. Because as soon as the 5% of the conscious mind buys into the 95% of the unconscious, you're screwed. You're spiraling down. You're in anxiety. Life's over. And you can consciously do that, right? You can consciously have those conversations with yourself to go, no, we're all good. We're all good. You're moving forward. The other thing that you can do is simply let it go. Let the crap go. And some of you would have ways that you can do that. And because we are in this creation structure, we're not going back to fix the stuff. We're simply letting it go and continuing creating. It's on a whole nother level. It's not problem solving because we're in a space of I'm letting it go in order to create. I'm not getting caught up in it, going backwards to try and fix it. And so the structure of creation is individual to everybody, but these are the overarching elements. So when I work with my one-on-one clients, we look at what is your personal manifestation process? What does it look like for you to be able to create in flow? We also look at what does every failure in your life look like and what does every problem in your life look like? Because they also have a program, a pattern that they follow. And if you were to go back and write out the highlights of every single time you failed and start to look at it, you would start to see a pattern. You do it the same way every single time. And it is the same with creation. When you create, you do it the same way every single time. And so the actions you take or don't take, the things you do, the little intricacies, they're all unique. But the overarching creation pattern always starts with planting a seed of a true desire. Always. Because if it's not a true desire, you are problem solving and you are in a problem structure, not a creation structure. Planting the seed of desire, true seed of desire. When we connect with that, it brings up the tension between where we are now and where we want to be. We connect in with where we want to be on an emotional level. And as we start to do that, it starts to train the unconscious mind, to show the unconscious mind that it is actually safe out here. If we go ahead and do this, it's going to increase satisfaction and decrease pain. So the unconscious mind can get used to what it might feel like out there as we go on that journey. Because your mind doesn't know what's real and what's not. And so when we visualize, it assumes that it's real. So it gets used to being in that space, becomes more comfortable with it. So We want to connect with it. And the other reason we're connecting with it is to show the unconscious mind, this is what we're creating. We're putting a pin in the roadmap to go, here's what we're going to create. Let's go on this journey. We want to let go of anything that gets in the way, and we want to continue to take the obvious action. So what I would like to do with you guys now is to take you through those steps in order to let go of resistance that you've got around something that you've been wanting to create, something that you've been wanting to do. So there might be something in your life that you've been wanting to do and you haven't been able to, for whatever reason, the fear, the doubt, whatever. What is this creation? Maybe you've been creating a business and you've been trying to put yourself out there, and you've been wanting to do a Facebook Live, but you just can't bring yourself to do it. Maybe you've been wanting to share your story, but you haven't. Maybe you've been wanting to present things on stage. Maybe this is just about you being more of you. You're wanting to create this life where you actually get to be you, your authentic self, and you haven't had the confidence to speak your truth, to have a particular conversation that you've been wanting to have with somebody, that you've been feeling like you need to have with somebody in order to create your life the way you want it. What is that thing? And let me know in the chat, what is it for you that you want to focus on creating for no other reason other than it would be amazing. I would love that. Would love to just be able to jump on and do a Facebook Live and feel confident and comfortable. I would love to be able to go out and start my business feeling comfortable and confident. I want to feel confident to speak my truth. What is it that you guys are going to focus on as I take you through this process? As we go through this process, we're going to recode the stuff that's in the unconscious mind. And so the way that we do that is we have our conscious mind, our 5%, we have our unconscious mind, our 95%, and the other part, the other memory that we have is also superconscious. So you might know this as your higher self, source, God, the one, whatever it is for you, it is that field of energy that connects us all. And when we come in through this field of energy, we don't need to know what is in the way. We don't need to know what crappy beliefs you've got, what emotions are there, what past events happened that are triggering the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the whatever, in regard to this situation. We just recode it through superconscious, which automatically recodes everything in the unconscious mind that is creating resistance to that choice. Awesome, Beatrice. Thank you. So different to if we go, oh, well, I need to go backwards and fix myself. I need to uncover what are all the things that are stopping me. Oh, what are all the money beliefs that I've got that I need to change? Oh, what are all the experiences that I've had that I don't even remember, but are causing me to not be able to have this? It doesn't matter. We don't need to know. We can simply set new instructions aligned to creating more satisfaction and less pain around this thing that you're wanting to create. So once you've got that thing in your mind that, yep, this is what I want to focus on, even just pop a one in the chat and just let me know, so I don't know that you're keeping up. I don't want to move too fast. So once you've got that, having a look at the current reality. So what does it look like now? When you think about doing that, what is it like now in comparison? So if we use the speaking on stage, you want to speak on stage You know, that's something that you really want to be able to do. Share your voice, build your business, whatever. You want to speak on stage. But the thought of speaking on stage gives you anxiety. And you start to overthink it and be like, oh no, I can't. You can't breathe. You lose all your words. There's just no more words in your brain at all. It's empty. You know, you can feel it in your chest. What does the current reality look like now as opposed to what you're trying to create? And what would you say the level of resistance is? So between that current reality and the thing you're wanting to create, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being, I don't see how I could ever do that thing feeling good. I don't see how I could ever achieve that, really. It's just, there's just so much resistance there. It's a 10. And a 0 would be, oh, I could do that right now with no problem at all. Total ease. So if you're a 0, you might want to pick something else. And let me know in the chat, what is your level of resistance on that scale of 0 to 10? And the way that we're going to do this is we use the metaphor of the football field. And so when we use this metaphor, it's like we've got this football field and there's a whole bunch of gophers. And the gophers are popping up all over the football field, creating all of this dirt and resistance all over the field that we just can't play properly. We can't play on this field because there's dirt, mounds everywhere, gophers running around. And we are super conscious to treat all of this resistance in regard to the choice so that we can move toward that choice with flow and with ease. And super conscious goes through and treats all of the resistance. Super conscious put it in place. Super conscious knows exactly what needs to be changed in order to increase satisfaction and decrease pain around this choice. So when you're ready, I'm going to get you to find a comfy space and close your eyes. So if you're driving, you might need to do this later. I'm just going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. And once you've got your eyes closed, you know what your choice is. You know what your resistance level is. Just taking a deep breath, relaxing your shoulders, and just being in allowance of me connecting to your superconscious. You don't need to do anything. Just breathe and just be in allowance of that connection. If you're not in allowance, then nothing will happen. So you are in total control here. I'm simply just providing some information to superconscious. You are in control as to what you do with that based on your allowance of that connection. So setting the intention for this to be as simple, as effective, and as powerful as you would like. Being open to that connection. And I'm just going to talk to superconscious as though superconscious is a person. And you just keep your eyes closed, just listen, just notice. Superconscious, are you there? Superconscious, do you see the choice? So just bring that choice into your awareness. That thing that you're wanting to create or do with ease. Bring that into your awareness, connecting to it. What would it feel like if you already had that now? If you'd already done it, finished, complete, successful, how would that feel? Would you feel confident and proud? How would you be holding your body? Would you be standing up tall? Shoulders back, Smile on your face. What would you be doing to celebrate? Superconscious, do you see that choice? Superconscious, please bring all of the resistance into the active experience, using that metaphor of the gopher holes on the football field. All of the experiences, emotions, part personalities, all of the beliefs, bringing it all into the active experience to be treated in the perfect way and in the perfect order. Superconscious, please do a massive change history and everything that is needed. Just breathe and notice. Superconscious, all parts that have just awoken, please explain the treatment metaphor to them. Let them know that no parts will die here today. All parts will have an opportunity to join the treatment team, to increase satisfaction and to decrease pain. Superconscious, are all parts willing to join the treatment team? Thank you. Please treat all parts and do a massive change history and everything that is needed. Thank you. Just breathing as superconscious treats all resistance to the appropriate level. Nice and gently, like brushing all the dirt over on the field with a feather, until that field is completely flat and green and ready to play with ease. Superconscious, please treat DNA and family entanglements, past, present and future. And I want to check in with you now, just keeping your eyes closed, and just notice, what is that level of resistance now between the current reality and that desired choice? On that scale of 0 to 10, 10 being totally impossible to have that thing, and 0 being, yep, can have it right now, total ease. Notice what that's come down to. And setting the intention to release all resistance to the appropriate level for today. Superconscious, do you see that resistance? Superconscious, please treat that now like it's a big block of ice, just melting the resistance away. Please do a massive change history and everything that is needed. And as that ice melts away, notice that it's created a river between the current reality and that desired choice. And notice there's a boat there for you. Stepping into the boat. Superconscious, please treat the resistance to hopping into the boat. Please treat the resistance creating the rocking in the boat, any undercurrent in the water, any fallen logs or boulders or damming in the river. Superconscious, please treat all of that now. And as that's getting treated, the river starts to flow. Nice and gently, flowing with ease. And the boat's flowing with ease from the current reality to the desired reality. Superconscious, please treat any invisible resistance, underlying resistance, hidden under the water, treating that now and doing a massive change history and everything as needed. Thank you. Stepping out into that desired reality now. It's done, complete. You've got it. You are it. You've completed it successfully. And notice what it feels like to have completed that successfully. To have it all now. Are you feeling confident and proud? You're giving yourself a pat on the back. Job well done. Superconscious, please notice all of those empowering emotions and beliefs, and please enhance those now. Enhance them to the maximum degree possible. Do a massive change history and everything as needed. Thank you. From this place, out in this desired reality, looking back at the person there with their eyes closed, Superconscious, please bring into their awareness what is the next obvious action step. Please tag that action with a great state of focus and awareness so that this person can take that step with ease. And any resistance to taking that step, please treat that now and do a massive change history and everything that is needed. Thank you. Superconscious, please ground all the memories we've touched today, all aspects, levels and layers, grounding them into the matrix of the universe, and do a massive change history and everything as needed. Thank you. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just notice, where did that level of resistance come to? On that scale of 0 to 10. 10 being totally impossible, 0 being, yep, can just do it right now with ease. I'd love to know where you started, what that level of resistance was to begin with, and where it ended. And if you're happy to share, I'd love to know what that action step was. What action step came into your awareness? And how does it feel now? And whether you're watching the replay or on live, it doesn't matter either way. You can let me know. And for everybody in this Phoenix Rising Summit, I have popped together some goodies so that you're going to be able to access some free resources, different things. I am offering a limited number of one-on-one magnetic mind recode sessions where you get to go through this process one-on-one, and that gives you the ability to really dig into what it is that you're wanting to create and let go of the stuff that's getting in the way. So you can click that link that's in the chat, access the calendar to book that session in. There are only limited sessions, so once they are booked out, they are booked out. That is it. If instead you're wanting to learn more about, how I can help you, and you've just got some questions, then there's also a link in there for you to book a discovery call. So very same link, go in there, it'll take you to a page, it'll give you extra information, some more videos and demonstrations of how the magnetic mind recode actually works, and those options to book in for those appointments. I trust that has been helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the rest of the summit, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.